Hi everyone, I am Gnanasekar, CCI in Security. In this session we are going to discuss about intrusion prevention system orientation. IPS model 4240 we are going to access via IDM application. So last session we seen ASDM on ASA, the same manner IDM on IPS. Even the ASDM software can be used to configure a IPS model as well. Now in that IPS, the usage of IPS is what? Intrusion prevention. Any intruders while attacking your network, the IPS will be scanning in between. So it will be working as a two mode. One is the inline mode, one is promiscuous mode. In that inline mode, it is there in the line, so that whenever the attacker is coming, they have to pass through via this IPS, but IPS, it is using the signature that administrator have to tune. If administrator is tuning the signature well, fine, then it will be recognizing the packet which is coming inside, it will be dropping before entering into the network. So there is no compromisation in your network. A single packet also it will never interrupt. In case of promiscuous mode, the IPS will be kept in the out of line, so that whenever the attacker packet is coming inside, it's already reaching the destination, but one of the sample copy we are going to take it from the any kind of device in between, say example switch. So we'll be using the span technology, taking a copy, mirror copy of the data and given to the IPS product for the analysis purpose. So based upon this analysis, we can conclude that how much attack is happening, how long it is happening, and what kind of attacking is happening, all the kind of things we can do it. But afterwards we have to take a action if the IPS is working as a promiscuous mode. By default, IPS can work with inline as well as promiscuous mode. In case of promiscuous mode, we need a single interface, and in case of inline mode, we need minimum 2 interface. I am saying that minimum 2, in the sense it can be a physical interface or it can be a single physical which is having the sub interface. Whenever it is working as a sub interface, it is called inline VLAN concept. If it is a physical interface we are talking about, that is a inline interface pair kind of concept. Now in this video I'm going to explain how IDM can be launching by using the IPS product. We'll go for the practical. Now via console we logged into the IPS model. We can check one command, show version. It will be giving the information about what kind of platform we are working for. It's a 4240 K9 series and it is running with a 6.2 version of image. Now very first time via console, if you are accessing, if you want to give the IP address for the interface, you want to define what kind of protocol you want to allow and from where it should be allowed and what is the port number to be allowed, everything you can do it via setup command. So setup in the privilege mode, hit enter. It will be prompting the basic setup. In the basic setup, first thing is what? Enter the host name. It is giving in the bracket. If you hit enter, the bracket value will be taken, or else we can modify based upon our requirement. So for this understanding purpose, I am making this as a IPS 1. I will make it. This is a change, and this is having the interface configured. This interface is a CNC interface. CNC in the sense control and command interface. Using that interface, we can configure the IPS product via telnet session, via SSH, via HTTPS, and via IDM protocol as well. And the same interface can be useful for controlling the other product by the IPS product. So it is asking the IP address for the interface. See, remaining interfaces are called sensing interface that doesn't need any IP address because it is working as a transparent mode in any either case. Only the IP address we need it for management purpose, that I am assigning on CNC interface. The CNC interface we can mark it like that. So this is the IPS product. It is having the 4 sensing interface. It is in the gigabit interface, and we have the CNC as well. So we are going to assign the IP here. I am going to access that product from this laptop via IDM. Now, so it is asking what is IP address. We can modify if you want, like 172.16.0.156 I am making, and slash value will be for subnet mask, that I am making /16, as well as we have to define the gateway address. For that we have to put in a comma format manner and specify the gateway address. For this, in our lab example, I am typing .1. Now it is asking the current access list, in the sense it's already configured. If you want to modify, say yes. It will be asking this is the access list you allowed. This is for what? This subnetwork user can access the IPS product for management, only for configuration. This is not used for sensing concept. So whoever the administrator, wherever they belongs to, that network to be specified over here. If you want to delete this, you can type 1, otherwise blankly type enter, it will be going for the second option, so that you can add other administrator which is belongs to some other subnetwork. It can be in the same subnetwork or it can be in the different subnetwork, but IPS to be reachable from anywhere, and IPS should know where they are coming from. That is the reason we specified default gateway. Now here I am giving the example. We want to allow 172.17 network also in our network for accessing this product. Now, and it is keep on prompting how many addresses you want to allow. If you have multiple addresses, keep on typing, otherwise blankly type enter, it will go for the next question. So it is asking you want to modify the system clock, so it is by default answer will be no. So right now we don't need to modify this, we'll go for the final review. So it is clearly asking, like it is giving the information, what is the host name you set, and what is the IP address you want you set, and all other stuff. And by default the port number for the services will be HTTP 80. Now it is asking to go for the advanced setup, that we can hit enter, then you can find whether you want to telnet to be enabled, so that IPS product can be configured remotely via telnet. That by default will be disabled, and you can say enable. Then you can say what is the web server port number you want to use it. By default it will be 443. In case if you want a different number, you can specify over here. Now 8080 I am defining here. Then it is asking modify the interface virtual sensor configuration, that we can do it via IDM because it's an advanced configuration. Instead of doing via CLI, we can do it via graphical. Hit enter, it will go for the threat prevention settings. This also we can do it via graphical manner. Now this is the final summary of the information what we provided. Save the configuration. By default option 2 will come, otherwise if you press 1, again we have to go into the advanced setup, again we need to give the answers. Now basic initial setup is done via CLI. Now we are ready to go for graphical access. Now this system is connected directly to the CNC interface, reachable via same subnetwork. Now type https://172.16.0.156. that's what the IP address we specified over here, 156, and port number, don't forget it's a 8080 because we modified. So it will be giving the security alert because of the certificate is not confirmed by the browser. We will say the understand the risk, add the exception, get certificate, confirm. Now it will be coming to IDM page. So this IPS is running with 7 version. We can run with the IDM, or else you can go for the IME, that is a IPS Manager Express. So the difference between these two thing is, using IDM it's a one-to-one. You can configure one IPS per IDM application. In case of IME, it's a single application, can be used to configure multiple IPS product at a time. So multiple in the sense maximum 10 devices can be configured. Even if you have more number of IPS product, then you have to go for Cisco Security Manager, that is a CSM module. Now we will click on the run IDM option, then it will be prompting whether you want to save this file to open the Java network file, or you want to open directly with that. So we can do in any option. So I am clicking open with option. Be sure that Java is already pre-installed, and memory heap issue you can get, you need to allocate minimum of 512 MB for Java applications to run on your PC. Otherwise some of the menu option you cannot see. Now we have to agree this Java security alert. Now you have to feed the username and password what we have. So we can say Cisco and yes, it is loading. Now you can see the home page of IPS. Now this is the health dashboard. It is saying that what is the model we are running with and what is the memory we have inside the product, and this is the CPU and memory load informations. Now this is the licensing. If you want to create virtual IPS virtual sensor, we can say we need to buy a higher end licensing, and it is showing the summary of all the interfaces. Now this is the home page. Now you can go to the configure tab, you can see the information here. So in ASDM how we do the startup wizard, the same manner IPS also having, that's what we did via CLI basis, that is a setup command. Now here we have a network. This is for what? Who can this will say that what is the IP address to be assigned on the CNC, whether you want to enable the telnet, and what is the port number, and web services port number and everything. Then here hallowed host, who can access from which network they can come from, so that you can edit with the multiple subnet masks, or you can add the new subnetwork also here. So this is the basic setup in that. And here we have your interfaces. So before doing any other signature assignment tuning, we have to make the interface up. So by default the interfaces will be working as a promiscuous, and we can create a virtual sensor by adding 2 more interfaces. And this is the small example, and you can walk through other information that is called policy. This is the main part. So here we have a 60,000 predefined signatures, and each and every time whenever the attacking is happening in the world, the specific vendor like Cisco, they will be launching the signature definition file that we need to upload on the IPS, so that any new coming viruses, worms, trojans can be detected easily. So each and every signature you can fine tune. So this many options are there. Based upon the company requirement, we need to choose a particular signature, and we can give the alert severity of alert level, and fidelity rating. All other options are there. And finally we have the sensor management. This is regarding with licensing information, the password recovery methodology, and logging we can see, and what time when attacking is happening, all other information, and how this IPS can be manageable via SSH and via digital certificate authentication method. And this IPS can block a particular device if it is detecting that via that devices only the attacker is coming. So before hitting the network, it will be blocking the particular traffic from remotely. For that the blocking property concepts are there, and we can configure the SNMP here, so that any trap messages can be given to the administrator whenever the abnormal behavior is coming to the network. And here we have auto updation. So that IPS image can be uploaded to new version, as well as any signature files are coming, that also we can upload it here. So we should have a proper credential to download these files, and we can specify the timing also. So regularly at what interval you want to download, and this will be making the device into factory default setting. This is for restoring, this is for shutdown. So this is the maximum menus available in the IPS for the configuration, and this is for monitoring. Whenever the log is happening, you can get the information over here. So this is a file option in view, not much like ASDM, but in these menu options we have these many steps. So this is all about the IPS configuration via IDM. I hope this video is helpful. Thank you. So in this session we discussed about IPS initial setup and how to launch via browser with the IDM application. Right? We walked through all the menu options, what all the things are there, and